For the past 6 years, my brother and I have been hunting the rarest shiny Pokemon of all time. Sure, we found Chansey in the Safari Zone and Groudon shiny clothes, but one challenge has stood among the rest. The quest for shiny Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit, and the long-forgotten WiiWare title, Pokémon Rumble.
When it first came out in 2009, my brothers and I played the snot out of it. Its simple gameplay loop, along with support for up to 4 players running around at once, made it the perfect game to play together. And, similar to modern Pokemon games like Pokemon Go and Pokemon Scarlet, there's one thing that gave it unlimited replayability. These little, differently colored toys. Implemented back in Pokemon Gold and Silver, shiny Pokemon are nothing more than an extremely rare palette swap. However, if you've ever found a shiny Pokemon, you know the excitement that comes along with those pixels that look just a little different than they usually do.
Shiny Chansey! My god! Dude! Are you kidding?
While my brother and I had found a couple shiny Pokemon before ever playing Pokemon Rumble, we had never gotten a chance to see more than 1 or 2 of these rare palette swaps. With the number of Pokemon you can see in a quick run through one of Rumble's 6 different maps, finding shiny Pokemon isn't anywhere as difficult as in the main series of Pokemon games. Even though the game uses the classic shiny odds of 1 in 8,192, a player might be able to see 100 Pokemon per minute, so finding a shiny will happen if you play long enough.
And this is where our story begins. My name is Professor Rex, certified professor of Pokemon, someone who plays with his Wiis on the weekend, and you've just entered the Brofessor's lab.
Rex's Pokédex.
As we played through the game, we added more and more of these unique Pokemon to our collection, and Rumble offered something new to the Pokemon franchise: the ability to track your shiny collection in the Pokédex. To this day, I still believe Rumble has the coolest implementation of the shiny dex we've ever gotten. While Pokemon Go gives you a filter for only shinies, and Legends Arceus allows you to choose which icon to show in the dex, Pokemon Rumble does this really cool animation, flipping between shiny and non-shiny forms. Our dream was to one day fill up that Pokédex. I doubt we knew that 15 years later, we would still be chasing that same goal. But we hit a terrible and tragic snag along the way. In 2012, the Wii we had been using stopped reading discs. In all of my wisdom, I opened things up to try and repair the system, but ended up borking the Wii's ability to boot the game. Instead of doing anything smart, I lost the save. And along with it, our collection of shiny Pokemon. When we got a Wii that worked again, we ended up taking a break from shiny hunting and Rumble. Years passed and Rumble became only a passing thought. That was until we stumbled across a video that would change our lives forever. As it turns out, my brothers and I weren't the only ones who loved running around chasing shiny toys. A YouTuber by the name of AbsolBlogs Pokemon had begun organizing a community event called Rumble Weekend, and we had already missed 10 of them. So we did what any self-respecting Rumbler would do. We dusted off the old Wii, and we got back to grinding. There was a lot to do. Step 1 was getting a fresh save file ready to shiny hunt. We had until August 17th to get ready for Rumble Weekend 11. From a single week Rattata, we worked our ways through Pokemon's most famous battle royale, massacring Pokemon from Kanto, then Sinnoh, before finally reaching the promised land, EX rank. EX rank is where the strongest toy Pokemon spawn, and we wanted to find only the best for our shiny hunts. We needed fast Pokemon that could get through levels quickly without being one-shot by the wild riffraff. In Pokemon Rumble, the speed of a Pokemon is determined by the base speed in the main series. Anything with a base speed over 100 enters the speediest tier of toys. Most of these miss out on part 2 of what makes a perfect shiny hunting toy, a move to boost their speed further. We wanted agility or rock polish to get through levels even faster. To start out, our go-to was going to be Rapidash. But not just any Rapidash. We wanted the special trait Speedy. You see, in Pokemon Rumble, some Pokemon have a chance to come with a trait that offers them a special bonus. Healthy Pokemon slowly regenerate HP, Lucky Pokemon knock more coins out of enemies, and if you're really lucky, you could even get Fighting Guard Gengars who take reduced damage from a Champ's Cross Chop. The most coveted of all, though, is Speedy, a trait that drastically increases a Pokemon's move speed. After a few hours spent indiscriminately exterminating EX Rank's Rapidash population, we had what we needed. The fastest Pokemon we could get our grubby little hands on. And it was finally time to play the game. If by play the game, you mean sprint through levels looking for sparkles. Around this time, we had also started recording some of our shiny hunts.
It has one more PP.
Okay, fine. We'll risk it for the biscuit.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Goodness.
Yo!
At first, Professor Tops was recording handheld, but then we made our first big investment into content creation, an Elgato capture card. Now, not only could we find shinies, but we could look back on the live reactions and reminisce about the good old days. And of course, start down the path to becoming cringe-worthy PokeTubers. Without any specific targets in mind, we set out to run around looking for rare toys together. We had seen someone on YouTube who had been searching for a shiny boss for years. It felt like an amazing goal, since I had failed my first ever shiny boss when Heatran absolutely decimated my brother and I many years ago. Despite the fact that finding a shiny Rumble boss is something that would usually take over 8,000 runs of any level, our earliest recorded Rumble shiny to join a refreshed Pokedex was exactly that.
And that's the story of how we found the rarest shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Rumble.
Rarest? What do you mean rarest? That's not even the rarest shiny Pokemon we found that week.
What, you're gonna talk about shiny Purugly?
I mean, shiny Purugly is just a fat cat.
Oh. Your leader Togekiss?
I mean, Togekiss is pretty, but I mean, it's not the rarest.
Then what?
Mesprit. Shiny Mesprit in the Silent Forest.
You're telling me that you found a shiny Lake Guardian in the Silent Forest?
Yes! I didn't know how rare it was at the time, but it is insanely rare.
That's probably the rarest shiny in Pokemon Rumble.
It is!
Oh my god, it's a shiny Mesprit. What the is this? That's insane. That's insane. Shiny Mesprit. Look at this.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I literally two rounds ago just found a shiny Purugly. This is a shiny Mesprit. Oh my goodness. I'm just insanely lucky in Pokemon Rumble. Third round, or third go, I got a shiny Purugly. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay. Two rounds later, shiny Mesprit.
So what makes Mesprit one of the rarest shiny Pokemon ever found? To determine that, we need to do some digging.
To start, let's look at the different spawns in Rumble. There are regular spawns that generally come in little groups. These are the most common spawns. Next, we have leader Pokemon. Some species of Pokemon have a 50% chance to spawn with a rarer Pokemon leading their group. For example, you'll never see a group of Chansey, but you might find her as the leader for groups of other Pokemon. Next, there are boss Pokemon. These spawn on the final floor of each level and are much bigger and stronger than your average Pokemon. Finally, each boss has boss minions that will spawn alongside them, up to 4 at a time. The 3 Lake Guardians can only spawn as leaders on the EX rank of the game, an area you don't unlock until completing the main story. The Pokemon here are stronger and more densely populated than earlier parts of the game. When you hop into a level of EX, there are 6 floors to progress through. Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit only spawn on the 5th floor. So, for the purposes of hunting the trio, the first 4 floors are useless. On the 5th floor of Silent Forest, there are 9 different locations that Mesprit can spawn. On each run, these spawn points have a 1.25% chance for a group of Torterra led by the ever-elusive Mesprit to appear. This means you are likely to only see one Mesprit for every 8.9 runs through Silent Forest. Even with a speedy Rapidash, our run through Silent Forest takes around 1 minute. So on a single system, we could expect one shiny check every 9 minutes or so. So this Mesprit is a 1 in 1,200 hour kind of find. If you treated this hunt like a full-time job, working 40 hours a week, it would still take 7 months just to reach odds. Once we realized just how rare the Mesprit was, we were flabbergasted. Despite this being the 11th Rumble weekend, only a couple others had ever been documented. We had entered an elite squad of shiny hunters, the Lake Guardian Guardians. With our first Rumble weekend under our belt, we were determined to continue filling out our Rumble shiny decks. But before Rumble weekend 12 rolled around, my good friend Venti sent a message that would change everything.
Like, the way Tome Rome did it was brilliant for minimizing the time of each reset. He was double hunting using a Wavebird and 2 receivers, which is what inspired me to want to do it myself.
That's such a good idea. Holy shit. I'll need to get another Wavebird receiver.
Best decision I ever made was going to Best Buy when I first got my Wii and buying 4 Wavebirds with 4 adapters. I've used those things for over 12 years now.
Now you might be asking, Rex, what the heck is a Wavebird? And unless you're overly familiar with accessories from a 23-year-old Nintendo console, it's a reasonable question. This magical little piece of technology uses radio frequencies to send inputs from the controller to the console. Since these signals don't require a handshake like a Bluetooth connection would, it's possible to use one Wavebird to control multiple systems at once. We can use this nifty little trick on the Nintendo GameCube, the Wii, or even the Nintendo Switch. Well, Totem Rotem had come up with an idea to use Wavebirds to speed up hunts in Colosseum. I had a very different idea. I was going to use them to increase the speed of my hunts for shiny Shadow Caesar. Oh. And Rumble. Definitely Rumble. You see, my brother Professor Tops and I had latched onto a single scene in Good Luck Charlie that we had recreated for ourselves.
8-inch big screen. We found it in an alley.
We're gonna put it on top of the other one.
We're gonna make bunk TVs.
Tops had used the forbidden bunk TV strategy to shiny hunt the starter Eevee in Pokemon XD, but was putting the controller inputs individually into each console. By offsetting which systems were sitting through the 1 minute long cutscene, he was pretty well able to quad hunt without any time loss. That isn't the sort of thing that would work in Rumble. But with Wavebirds, bunk TVs was not only a viable strategy, but the single most genius stroke of brilliance any shiny hunter had ever come up with in the history of all shiny hunting. The next few Rumble weekends were fantastic. Tops and I strived to find more differently colored Pokemon than anyone had ever dreamed of. We wanted more. 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 We were slamming back thousands of runs each weekend.
Shiny Blastoise.
But there was something wrong. You see, I knew that bunk TVs wasn't really the best solution. I knew of a technology that could revolutionize shiny hunting forever. Multiviewers. Tools that could turn 4 video signals into 1. The problem was that for all the years in the past that I had looked into them, the only multiviewers I could find were way out of my budget as a broke university student. Seriously, all of my searching in the past had led me to pieces of technology that were crazy expensive. But all of that changed after Rumble Weekend 13, when I discovered the Portta Quad HDMI multiviewer. At just $100 Canadian, it blew all of the other options out of the water. Plus, at the end of the day, why use many TV when few TV do trick? This also allowed us to begin a terrifying trend. While Rumble Weekend 11 was done on a single system, Rumble Weekend 12 was done on 4. By Rumble Weekend 14, just 1 year after finding Mesprit, we were up to 6 systems.
Oh, Shiny Alakazam. Or Kadabra.
Oh, Kadabra.
We don't have that one. Yay!
It was also the first time we tried streaming Pokemon Rumble, with a single Turtle Beach microphone shared between us and my laptop's HD webcam. We set out onto the X rank and pushed out a combined 3,000 runs.
Oh, Kadabra.
Oh, yay.
Oh, man.
Good job.
Bruh, it's not my fault that the shiny that I found was one that we already had.
But you see, if 6 Wiis was only going to get us 11 shinies per Rumble weekend, we had to go further. View TV, no. Bunk TV. No matter what anyone tells you, it's still the best. 6 Wiis? No. I picked up an absolutely sick Wii dev console on eBay to get to 7, then grabbed one more from our local game store. No more laptop streams, no more Mr. Nice Shiny Hunter. It was time for maximum effort.
2, 3, 4.
Someone's not counting. 6, 7, 8.
For Rumble Weekend 16, we came out swinging. The insanity of hunting on 8 Wiis at once would put us on the map.
Some absolute mad lads hunted on 8 systems at once and found 2 boss shinies and 30 shinies overall. Unreal.
Our first time hunting with all 8 Wiis hooked up went swimmingly.
Oh, shiny Luminion. It killed me.
Oh,
I would have ran right past it.
Oh.
Not only did we find 2 shiny bosses, but we really started to get into a groove.
Oh, shit! Holy shiny boss, dude!
Shiny boss, bro!
Wow!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! Shiny boss Snorlax.
And we took that groove, and we rolled it right into Rumble Weekend 17, where we were prepared to hunt all weekend long. Everything was shaping up to be the most insane Rumble weekend of all time. But don't take my word for it, just listen to this guy.
To experience what I believe to be the most insane Rumble weekend of all time.
The goal for the weekend was to walk away with another shiny boss under our belts. Though, with 52 shinies found, in over 6,500 runs, we were starting to lose hope of finding anything. Shinies just kept spawning next to the bosses. But then, on March 30th, 2020, something would happen that would take our journey of hunting in Rumble from a simple, fun side quest to an obsession.
Yo! Oh my! No!
Shiny Yuxi! Oh my god!
Yuxi!
Oh my god, dude! No f***ing way!
Yuxi!
Oh my god, dude! No way!
Man!
That's a full-on shiny Yuxi!
Dude!
Yo!
No! Oh my! No! Shiny Yuxi! Oh my god! Oh my god, dude! No f***ing way! Oh my god, dude! No way, man! That's a full-on shiny Yuxi!
We have 2 Lake Guardians!
We got it! 2 out of 3!
This is a Pog champ right here. Pog champ right here. Pog champ. Oh, it's wobbly!
It's wobbly, dude! We're gonna catch it!
Oh.
We got it!
A healthy Yuxi.
Healthy Yuxi.
Healthy.
Oh my god, dude.
Ooh, baby.
Nuts.
There we go. Look at that.
Dude. We'll play a couple rounds of Eternal Tower.
With Yuxi found, there was really nothing more we could have asked for out of Rumble Weekend 17. But Professor Tops still wanted that shiny boss, so we continued on, finding one of the most iconic Rumble shinies of our career.
The baby Wynut, man. Little baby Wynut from the Mirage Island. I love Wynuts.
Oh, shiny Marowak boss! Oh my god!
Man! Dude, we got it!
Oh, shiny Marowak boss!
Then, as icing on the cake, Tops even continued to take out another 2,000 Cubones in order to find a matching boss minion.
Shiny Cubone!
Oh my goodness, we've done it!
We got it!
Rally.
Despite running literally 8 times the systems as when we found our first Lake Guardian, Yuxi was still an insanely lucky find. The 5th floor of Rocky Cave has only 8 spawn points that each have a 1.25% chance to spawn a group of Gabite led by a Yuxi. With an average of just 1 Uxie seen for every 10 runs, and 136 Pokemon spawning each run, Shiny Uxie is a 1 in 11 million Pokemon. Now if that looks like a lot of Pokemon, that's just 2.9 million. The number of Pokemon we would have expected to see on floor 5 alone. That awesome dev console I'd picked up paid for itself 100 times over by finding our second Lake Guardian. These 3 Pokemon are literally the biggest barriers to completing the Rumble Shiny dex. With 2 out of the 3, we knew what we had to do. But, while Mesprit and Uxie were flukes, Azelf was going to be no accident. Shiny hunting was about to become a pay-to-win game. I kept my eyes out at game stores, thrift stores, and Facebook Marketplace, tracking down as many Wiis as I could. We quickly jumped from 8 to 12. It also brought a reminder of how careful we needed to be to not lose any of our 3 lives on our way to important spawns.
Oh my god! Oops. No! 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 No!
By Rumble Weekend in August 2020, we had amassed 16 systems. You heard me right. We were no longer hunting on just 1 Wii. Not 2, not 4, or 8. 16. 16 Wavebirds, 16 times the shiny checks. We had upgraded to 4 multiviewers and 4 Elgato HD60 Pros to get enough inputs for all of the systems. After pumping all of the video signals into OBS, we were each taking one of the 2 bunk TVs to run 8 consoles each. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Rexmen stream room. This is like a mad scientist laboratory. We have 15 Nintendo Wiis and a Wii dev console set up today to play 16 copies of Pokemon Rumble for Pokemon Rumble Weekend. Each of these Wiis is sporting a Wavebird receiver, which is being controlled by a single Wavebird, so the inputs for all the consoles are the same. Each of these are a different console. It's not all the same screen showing up. The NDev is running a re-signed dev WAD of Pokemon Rumble. It doesn't actually have a disk drive, so the PC here in the back is kind of acting as its disk drive so that it can run games. And then here's the stream PC. Tucked away inside there are 4 Elgato HD60s. Each Elgato is connected to one of these Portta 4-to-1 multi-viewers. Each multi-viewer has, as you can see, 5 HDMI cables popping out of it. So yes, that is 20 HDMI cables back there. And then each HDMI cable is connected to a composite to HDMI adapter. There are 8 in here, and then another 8 back there, giving us a total of 16 screens. Things were getting serious. Rumble Weekend 18 might be one of the most historic of all time. Not only because the lead hacker Windy Prairie released the long-awaited DLC adding Gen 2 and 3 through the GX terminal, but also because a discovery would be made that would change Rumble shiny hunting forever. You see, Rumble Weekend started out pretty simple. The new setup was working. Shinies were flowing in left and right.
Oh, shiny Camerupt. Oh, shiny Clamperl.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Oh my god, shiny Larvitar.
Shiny Steelix! But then, fellow Rumble hunter Pixel Hearted Games asked a question that took me by surprise. What are your thoughts on multiplayer increasing shiny chances? The main Bulbapedia article for Pokemon Rumble never mentioned anything about extra shiny rolls when running around in multiplayer. However, it did feel like it made sense. We had found so many shinies growing up, possibly in part due to the fact that we were often playing in multiplayer. So where did the question come from? The Toy Pokemon subarticle on Bulbapedia, written by user Joe the Martin back in 2011, stated the following. Like normal Pokemon, a player has a very slim chance of finding a shiny toy Pokemon in Pokemon Rumble. However, when playing with multiple players, the odds of finding a shiny toy Pokemon greatly increase, to the point that it would be unlikely not to find one or two while playing. Despite putting hours of work into getting all 16 Wiis set up, we needed to test the validity behind the claim. We transferred all 16 Wavebirds to just 4 consoles and got to hunting. Almost immediately, it felt like the shiny rates had changed. For everyone who was trying out the new method, the shinies were pouring in.
Shiny Kadabra.
Oh, Kadabra. Kadabra. Oh my god, another Kadabra!
Oh, is that a
Kadabra.
shiny Kadabra?
Yeah.
Oh, shiny Kadabra, boss.
Oh, I just found a shiny Kadabra.
Another Kadabra. Shiny Porygon Z? What?
There was no denying that the multiplayer method was real. I needed to get to the bottom of things. We ordered every Pokemon Rumble guide ever printed, but not a single one had any mention of increasing your shiny odds by playing with friends. While the guides did have information on where to find each of the 3 Lake Guardians, and a few pages on what shiny Pokemon actually were, there wasn't any mention about finding more of them while playing with multiple players. It turns out that Jo had only based the initial article on her own experiences playing with friends. Regardless of how it was discovered, 4 players seemed to make the chances of finding a shiny 4 times higher. We needed to find a way to scale it. The issue is, Wavebird receivers aren't cheap. These days, they cost over $80 each. If we wanted to populate each and every Wii with 4 players, we needed to get creative, or spend another $4,000 on Wavebird receivers. In the past, we had tried making simple GameCube splitter cables to use a single controller spread across multiple systems. It kind of works, but not really. The systems would try polling the controller or receiver at different times and end up with super janky inputs coming through, if at all. The issue really stemmed from the systems being out of sync. But we had an idea. What if the splitter was used across just one system? Miraculously, it worked. 1 Wavebird, 4 players. Well, for some of the Wiis. It looked like Wiis with the 2nd revision chip tended to work with all 4 ports split, while most OG Wiis would jank out past 3. I'm not an electrical engineer or a computer engineer, so why some Wiis will do 4 and some Wiis will do 3 is beyond me. Either way, we had a clear path forward to get all 16 Wiis ready for the next Rumble weekend. Put together a bunch of GameCube splitter cables, grab a few more Wavebirds, and then find Azelf. At this point, the Wii table was looking more and more like a glimpse into my dark and twisted mind. More systems, more wires, more shinies. But there was one major issue that became apparent. With 4 Pokemon on the board, the odds of losing all 3 lives goes up dramatically.
No! So broken. No!
Rapidash is squishy as heck. Many Pokemon had the ability to take it out in just a single hit, so we had to look through the list of Pokemon and find something fast, but bulkier. They also needed access to agility or rock polish, and to get out of sticky situations, one of the tail type moves with high mobility. Mew would be an amazing option, but since you can only get 1 through a special code, it can't be speedy. Regigigas is also an amazing pick, but it's missing a tail move. If we didn't care to get a move with high mobility, I think it would be an amazing Pokemon to hunt with. The other fastest Pokemon were all squishy, so we decided to move down a speed tier. There were some promising options. Dragonite is definitely the best, but trying to get a speedy one wouldn't be easy, and getting 4 would be even trickier. After looking through the other options, we settled on Rhyperior. With Rock Polish and Aqua Tail, it was a good, bulky option. And at this point, the NDev also paid for itself a little more. With the development software, it was possible to restore saves. So after grinding out a legion of speedy Rhyperior, we would transfer them to a Wii remote, bring them to another Wii, then restore the save. Effectively, Nintendo's own software was helping us clone our shiny hunting teams. After a lot of prep work, we were ready. The machine we had created was terrifying. In the wise words of the one and only Underdog 2020, POV, you're a Combuskin living your best life with your friends. Suddenly, 4 giant Rhyperior come rampaging through your home, killing you and massacring all of your friends, looking for a rare genetic mutation. With 63 players prepared, Rumble Weekend 19 came around in November 2020. We planned to hunt for a full 72 hours straight. And hunt we did. We found 9 shiny bosses.
My name is Magewell, boss.
Oh, shiny red Gyarados?
No! I just saw that! Oh my God,
goodness!
no!
Shiny Electabuzz. Boss.
And a total of 416 shinies before midnight on Sunday.
Oh, wait, that's an Alakazam for me.
Look at that boy. First one got...
Shiny Chingling?
Oh my gosh! Oh, shiny Rotom!
Oh! That's a shiny Mime Jr. down there, dude.
We also brought Rumble back to its roots. Sure, we were playing with 63 Rhyperior at once, but as a team of 4, we boosted the shiny rates with the power of friendship. We also realized something. There was going to be a lot of phases before finding Azelf. Possibly enough where we would find a shiny of every single Kadabra trait. So we started keeping track.
Oh, that is a shiny Kadabra.
Oh, I got another freaking Kadabra.
Oh, shiny Kadabra. Oh, shiny Kadabra. It's my first 21st Kadabra. I've never had 21 Kadabras before. I just went
We gotta collect all the different traits.
Wait, how many phases were there going to be for Azelf? Well, Azelf can be found on 2 maps. Floor 5 of EX's Fiery Furnace and Eternal Tower. Fiery Furnace has 9 spawn points, while Eternal Tower has just 5. The problem is, Fiery Furnace is full of hard corners and dead ends that are easy to get trapped in. When you're trying to control 8 systems at once, it is not an easy level to go through. Eternal Tower, on the other hand, is pretty well a straight shot all the way to level 5. We determined that Eternal Tower was going to be the way to go, but Azelf only shows up on an average of 1 in 16 runs. There was a very good chance that we would end up seeing over 1,600 other shiny Pokemon before the Golden Azelf decided to show itself. The first 2 Lake Guardians came too easily. The task of getting Azelf wasn't going to go easy on us.
Oh, shiny Miss Maggie, it's boss. Oh, shiny Marowak. Boss!
Boss?
Another one.
Oh, there we go.
Shiny
Whoa!
Shiny Alakazam.
Look at that. Two shiny Kadabras. Azelf on
Oh, shiny Dusknoir. Oh, Azelf.
Oh, right next to Azelf, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So unlucky.
Shiny Dusknoir in the Azelf group? Come
Yeah.
on.
My name is Magus. Boss!
One of the biggest holdbacks on hunting Azelf had become the GameCube table. You see, originally, moving a few GameCubes around to put the Wii table together wasn't a big deal. But with 16 GameCubes and 16 Wiis, there just wasn't room to have both set up at once. Disassembling and reassembling either setup to move from one shiny hunt to another was a multi-hour process. For months, I had been keeping my eyes out for something that we could set up all of the Wiis in. Some shelves were too narrow, some too short, and honestly, some were just too ugly. But then I saw it. One day, at the local Habitat for Humanity restore, the Wii Shelf presented itself to me. I had kept the dimensions of a wave-birded Wii on my phone. One measurement and some imagination later, I knew it was perfect. 7 Wiis across, with room for the NDev, multi-viewers, and Cole's stolen red Wii on the bottom. At the time, I couldn't fit something that big into my little Nissan Sentra, so I had to phone Professor Tops to pick it up. And the next day, we got to work. After cutting out spots for the power and video cables to run through, Adding some blue LEDs and wiring everything up, the Wii Shelf was born. Hey guys, Rex here, and today I wanted to show off the new shelf we just finished for our 16 Nintendo Wii setup. So right now we only have 4 of the screens being previewed up here, but each and every one of these Wiis is actually wired up to output video to our stream PC down here. While I thought the Wii Shelf was cool, Reddit was a bit more of a mixed bag. This makes no practical sense. But why? This seems like a lot of effort for something that could just be done with an editor. Okay, but why? And what's the point of that? I'm pretty sure he set this up as like a weird altar to his lord and savior Nintendo. More like, why shelf, am I right? Sure, the Wii table had been good, but the Wii Shelf was great. After amassing this many systems, we were finding a lot of duplicate shinies. While shiny Pokemon are guaranteed to be befriended when you knock them out, you still have to finish the level by either defeating the boss or losing all 3 of your lives. If you use the menu to return to terminal, the shiny will disappear into the void. Over the course of this challenge, over 1,000 Pokemon met this fate.
Oh my god.
What, you failed it?
I failed it.
In the same way, when you make it 35 minutes into a video but don't hit subscribe, it's like 98% of you are sending me into the void. With the Wii Shelf completed, we were finally able to easily boot up Rumble as a plug-and-play option. Plug in 30 Wavebirds and play multiple hours of running through Eternal Tower. Multiple hours of running through Eternal Tower. Multiple hours of running through Eternal Tower. Yeah. I think now is as good a time as any to talk about the Rumble Phantom. You see, when you play Pokemon Rumble for hours on end, something starts to happen to your psyche. You start to dream about picking up Pokemon with that shiny blue name. You wake up in a cold sweat, having failed another shiny boss Ponyta. And worst of all, you start to hear the terminal music everywhere you go. As though Rumble is playing in the next room over, you hear it. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You see, here's the thing about shiny hunting. Even though we had already done thousands of runs in Eternal Tower, we were exactly where we had started. No matter how many Grass Guard Kadabras we found, we were no closer to finding Azelf than the day before. With 64 players going, Azelf should have only taken around 34 hours to find. I was not prepared for the hunt that lay ahead of us, and that Rumble Phantom, he had just begun. Run after run after run, we ran through Eternal Tower functioning nearly exclusively off of muscle memory. Shiny Kadabra, shiny boss, shiny Kadabra, shiny boss. Every once in a while we would get lucky enough to see 2 Azelf on the same floor, but time and time again, they were the same dang color. We knew we needed to break up the hunt from time to time to avoid losing our sanity. That was the rationale for getting distracted, at least. We would pull out the DDR dance mats to get some more interactive hunting done.
Ooh, shiny Empoleon!
They look nice.
Shiny,
Oh, shiny Portta!
I tried hunting in VR.
Summon a shiny
What the heck? We hunted with friends and...
You got a shiny! Let's
capping.
go!
You're
You got a
capping.
speedy Wilmer!
Shiny Combi?
Combi.
Shiny Combi!
Hey!
I even got some runs in when I was in Las Vegas for TwitchCon. At one point, we even lost an entire day of hunting just grounding the LEDs on the Wiis so they looked cooler. Honestly though, this one is worth it. The Wii Shelf looks infinitely cooler with all of the LEDs lit up. At least early on, there were still some rare Pokemon in Eternal Tower that we hadn't found yet.
Oh, you got a Haunter.
I got a shiny Haunter.
Oh, shiny Porygon! Shiny Porygon, go down. Go straight down.
It's dizzy. Let's go!
Oh my goodness.
Another one, bro.
Yeah, see that?
Oh my god! Shiny Electivire!
Go! Let's go!
Mr. Mime! Shiny Mr. Mime!
Even though Azelf refused to show itself, there were still exciting moments every time we hunted.
Shiny Spiritomb!
Boss! Woo!
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
I can't watch TV on the bunk TVs, bro. They're too high.
You can.
They're too high.
You can.
Have you ever been to r/TV too high? That's us. We are
Shiny Jolteon.
Whoa!
Oh,
Green baby! After finding Spiritomb and Jolteon, the only shinies left to find were Zapdos, Abra, and Ditto. We were okay to hunt any of them on other levels where they were more common. Our journey in Eternal Tower was so close to over. Always just one shiny roll away.
Oh no! Shiny Dusknoir in the Azelf slot.
It spawned right next to an Azelf.
It was in the Azelf.
There was a live Azelf next to it.
No, dude, that's so. That is sad.
Ugh. Which is why Topps moving away for work was going to be so devastating. It wouldn't be the same if either of us found Azelf alone. We had been on this journey together for years already. We had seen far too many duplicate shinies together to split up now.
Oh, we got Shiny Kadabra.
What is it?
Normal guard.
Wait.
Oh my god, that's a new one.
Wait, is that new?
Woo! Let's go!
What? Plus, we couldn't bear to split up the Wii Shelf. It would be like destroying shiny hunting art. So I had a better idea. Wii Shelf 2. We needed more Wiis, more Wavebirds, more splitter cables, more power bricks, and more commitment to the cause than ever before. I continued grabbing Wavebird receivers off eBay and kept my eyes out for Wiis at thrift stores. Luckily, there was a single event ahead of us that would help us finish Wii Shelf 2, our flight out to Japan for the 2023 Pokémon World Championships. After landing in Hiroshima and meeting up with our friends AJ and Triggery, we kept our eyes out for any Wiis that popped up. We're all here in Hiroshima and we're gonna go get some Nintendo Wiis.
A loose Wii is 3600, but a box Wii
is also 3600.
This is the
Complete and box.
This isn't the family edition one.
No, this is the one with the GameCube ports. Well, there's no way we can bring that entire thing home.
No.
But $36 for an entire box Wii is a really good deal, actually.
When we met up with the rest of the crew in Osaka, we filled them in on our goal. After barely catching the last train to Yokohama, we were still a ways away from collecting the Wiis we needed. What are you getting?
I bought a Nintendo Wii.
And did you even manage to haggle?
2,000 yen.
2,000 yen. With all the controllers and everything.
But our luck changed when we found 4 Wiis for just 500 yen each. Literally less than $5 a Wii.
We did have to fly out to Japan to get a good deal on these, but that's 500 yen per Wii. And we're snagging 3.
By the time we left Japan, we had just about everything we needed to set Professor Topps up with a full 8-time shiny hunting rig at his new place. With a quick trip to Jisk, we found the perfect option.
Come on, show those muscles.
Oh, yeah, it's not that heavy, actually.
And once it was complete, we would be ready to do 96 player shiny hunting at once. Okay, so it's what did you say it was? We have 56 centimeters there?
65.
And how wide is this?
Also 65.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
It's gonna be it's a little bit more than 65.
Literally only one roadblock arose. We needed to make a few more splitter cables. So Topps ordered a bunch more controller extension cables, but When they arrived, we realized that he had actually ordered a lot of cables for the N64. The day we had set aside to make them, we just kind of ended up doing nothing. So we ordered more, this time for the GameCube. By the time they arrived, we were both super busy, so they just kind of sat there, and they sat there. Eventually, we were ready to get back to shiny hunting, but Safari Week was sneaking up on us, and we had to focus on getting all 28 GameCubes ready. 5 months after finishing Wii Shelf 2, we had barely used it. It really was starting to feel like the Wii Shelf. To top things off, before we finished actually making the setup usable, Tops moved back home. The Wii Shelf 2 was packed into bins and cast aside. The thing about a hunt like this is that it will never get done unless you focus. You can't get distracted by things like Wii kiosks being sold on Facebook Marketplace that are over 3 hours away. Unless that would, bring you to 25 Wiis and 100 players, right? If one of your most memorable gaming experiences is on a Wii kiosk, if that is what caused you and your brother to save up and buy a Wii, surely you shouldn't let yourself get distracted enough to lose an entire day to pick it up, right? It is in here. The Wii demo kiosk. This is gonna be sick.
Oh, fancy!
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty cool.
Okay, well, with Wii Shelf 1, and Wii Shelf 2, and Wii Kiosk, that is 25 systems, 100 players. Once that is put back together, Azelf had to show itself. But before we did that, this summer I was actually invited out to the Pokemon World Championships in Hawaii. It was such an honor. But I had mega imposter syndrome when I was surrounded by so many content creator greats. So when we returned, it was time to get serious. I wanted to really feel like if I get invited again, I deserve to be there. No more floor GameCubes, no more Wii bins, no more unfinished hunts. Philip was going to be the last person to use the lab in the abysmal state it had gotten to. And this time, we had a deadline. Shiny Collector 96 was visiting Canada in November. Everything had to be ready by then. After days of moving this here and that there, things were looking up. At least the Wii kiosk wasn't sitting in the living room anymore. Oh, and remember how we needed to make those splitter cables for the Wavebirds? Well, it turns out that the Rumble Phantom had somehow managed to completely wipe both Tops and I's memory of making a full extra set of 8 back in 2021. Oh, and we still had a full box of extension cables. So the extras we had ordered, and the time we had waited to make more, totally unneeded. Once it was put back together, Wii Shelf 2 fit perfectly into the closet we had, up until that point, really only used to store paintball gear, broken CRTs, and old VHS players. With a black curtain draped over it, it looks like it belongs there, and definitely wasn't measured out and selected for a completely different room.
Oh, hi! I'm just hanging out in my Brofessor's lab here, admiring this brand new Mew Gold Star that I got. But you know what I like more than materialistic things? Shinies. That's why I'm super excited to show off these new Wii shelves that I got installed to carry my 25 Nintendo Wiis. Wii Shelf 1, the classic, the piece of art, is featuring 16 Nintendo Wiis, a total of about 32 Wavebird receivers. Right here, we got the brand new Wii kiosk. And then we got the Wii Shelf 2, merged with the GameCube shelf. A little bit of an upgrade from the classic GameCube table and Switch table. Now you might be wondering, Rex, How do you get like 70 video signals sent to the stream PC? And that's a great question. What we've gone ahead and done is upgraded 2 of the Elgato HD60 Pros to the Rolls Royces of capture cards, the Magewell Quad HDMI capture card. This allows her to take up to 10 video signals at once, which then get pumped through OBS and then sent out to the bunk TVs. So, with 100 players at once, Professor Tops and I can each take one of the 2 bunk TVs, and with one set of... Yo, Shiny Scroopy! No way! Control 100 players with one set of inputs. To upgrade the quality of our video signals, we've changed from the original composite to HDMI adapters to the widely available Wii to HDMI video adapter. These allow for the Wii to send out 480p video signals through its component side instead of the 480i video signal on the composite side. The video signals are then sent down to these newly upgraded quad HDMI multi-viewers, which are actually then daisy-chained into a full second set of multi-viewers before finally being sent back out to the capture cards. By daisy-chaining the multi-viewers of the Wii Shelf, Wii Shelf 2, and the GameCube table, we're able to easily swap from getting the video signals of all the Wiis, and with a single button push, the video signals of all of the GameCubes. So, with Wii Shelf 1, and Wii Shelf 2, and Wii Kiosk, and GameCube Shelf, and Switch Table, and GameCube Kiosk, and GameCube Table, we're able to play with 64 systems at once. And if you want to see that, make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss that video when it comes out.
In all of its glory, things were ready. Until the stream PC started having mega lag, like it was rendering 3 frames a second in OBS. I tried taking things apart, putting them together, to no avail. Reseeding everything, no dice. All I wanted to do was feel the fruits of our labors. So we got an RTX 3070 off Facebook Marketplace, hoping that would help, which it didn't. In a last-ditch effort to save Rumble Weekend, I drove to Canada Computers and bought 64 gigabytes of brand new DDR4 memory in hopes that we could save things. Miraculously, OBS booted flawlessly. One stick of the original 32 had obviously been failing us. So on Sunday, November 17th, 2024, during the final few hours of Rumble Weekend, we were live, hunting with 100 Rhyperiors at once, sprinting through Eternal Tower with a single goal: find Azelf. The first 4 floors didn't matter anymore. We both knew we were running past dozens of shinies. Heck, even when we did find shinies, we weren't even taking the time to knock them out and save them. We were just resetting back to terminal. A shiny Weezing just simply wasn't worth the frame loss. We weren't wasting time checking for shiny bosses anymore. What would our 4th shiny Electabuzz boss really do for us? We were all gas, no brakes. A comment from the Wii Shelf's Reddit post came to mind. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. But we had thought about if we should. It had just never stopped us. We sought to create the world's strongest shiny hunting laboratory. And we succeeded.
Shiny Azelf! Shiny Azelf! Shiny Azelf!
Oh my goodness!
Shiny Azelf!
Oh, what? I see it right there.
Oh my god, Jake!
Dude, take a picture.
Shiny Azelf, dude!
Oh my goodness. All these years. Oh my
You see
goodness.
it.
I see it.
That's
I see it.
shiny.
I see it. It's right
That's
there.
shiny,
I see it.
bro.
Play of the game.
Shiny Azelf! Shiny Azelf! Shiny Azelf! Oh my goodness! Shiny Azelf! What? I see it right there. Oh my god, Jake!
We have all 3.
It's the full Lake Guardian set. Well, I'm just saying, like, take more pictures, because this is the only time we can get HD photos of Azelf.
I'm just really scared I'm gonna go to terminal on accident. I just want to
You got this. You got this. I believe in you.
Gamer position.
Oh. Oof. Look at how good that looks, man.
Alright, I'm just gonna kill it.
Okay.
There we go.
Tacky. Get a picture. I just don't know what to do. Kyle's crying. I hope everybody knows. It's watered up in there.
What the?
That's okay. So the whole story, like, Mesprit started everything as like a completely random find on one system.
I didn't know how rare it was.
We didn't know. And then we found Yuxi during a Rumble weekend on 8 systems. And then it just took building up the lab to 25 systems in order to find it.
6 years after finding a completely random shiny Mesprit, we had finally completed the trio. Even though playing with 4 players boosts the shiny rate up to 1 in 2048, shiny Azelf is not common. If we only focus on floor 5, shiny Azelf is still over a 1 in 800,000 spawn. On average, in this massive sea of Pokemon, there would only be 1 shiny Azelf. Before considering all of the shinies that we ran past, and all of the shinies that we chose not to keep, we ended up with over 1,300 shiny Pokemon added to our collection, with over 90 of them being Kadabra alone. If it wasn't for the fact that we had put together a shiny hunting setup worth over $6,000 and stumbled across the multiplayer method, there's a chance none of this would have been possible.
Now, you might be thinking that with 25 Wiis, Azelf cannot have been that hard to find. But I have a little challenge for you. Behind me are 12 unique games. In the lab's final form, this is how many screens Tops and I were hunting on each. So I'm going to run past a shiny, and just let me know if you actually find it.
Okay, did you see it? And if you did, would you be surprised if I told you that I hid one on every floor? We just ran past 5 shinies. As I said, hunting on this many games is not easy. There is so much going on at once. Even if you saw all 5 of those shinies, do you think that that's the sort of thing that you could keep up for hours on end? That's what we had to do in order to track down this Azelf.
So, what do you think? Are these the rarest shiny Pokemon to ever exist? After hunting for over 6 years, we'd like to know.
Wii? What's up with all this Wii stuff? I'm the one who did all the hard work. I did find 2 of them,
Yeah, I think what you're forgetting is that this quest goes way beyond just the two of us. Think of all the friends we made along the way, the ones who helped us hunt and the ones who helped us find all the Wiis.
That's a good point. The last 6 years have been pretty special. When I found Mesprit, I was kind of all alone, only able to call you. But when we found Azelf, we shared that with our entire community.
You're right, it has been special, but it kind of feels like the end of an era.
Or just the beginning.
You're right, because we still need to find a normal guard Kadabra.
We don't need that.
Yeah, because we have 31 out of 32 traits, and we can't stop there.
We can, and we should probably focus on the rest of the shiny decks.
Good idea. So, since none of us have girlfriends, on February 14th, straight through to February 17th, I think we should do 100-player shiny hunting for 100 hours straight.
That's insane. Where the heck would we do that?
We can stream it right here on YouTube and over on the Brofessor's Lab Twitch channel.
Dang. You heard it here first. Our 6-year journey for the Shiny Lake Guardians might be over, but our goals in Pokemon Rumble go far beyond just 3 Pokemon.
If you want to be there as we continue to clear the rest of the decks, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. If you want to learn more about hunting in Rumble, join our amazing community over on Discord. And if you'd like to watch hours more Rumble Shiny content, check the description where I've listed all of our past Rumble compilations.
That's a Shiny Zapdos.
And hey, if you like this video, maybe you'd enjoy this one where I build a 16 GameCube shiny hunting setup. I spent over $6,000 building the ultimate shiny hunting setup. The question is, can my army of consoles stand up against the power of a sparkling level 3 sandwich? Hi, video editor Rex here. By the time you finish this video, you will have experienced over 800 video elements and seen a project that took me weeks to complete. But to be honest with you, I got fired from my job back in December, so continuing to do stuff like this is only going to be possible with the support of an amazing community. So if you'd like to save me from being sent to the void, please consider dropping a subscription and joining our amazing team of lab members.